When did you get the Mercedes? Was it after that?
The Mercedes? No, I had the Mercedes in between, so I bought it kind of as like a winter car and as a side
diesel that won't start in the winter.
A diesel, yeah. I don't think about things a lot all the time.
All right, welcome back to Making Speed. Charles Cruz, Noah Alexander, and today on the show, our trusty video man, Jace Garcia. Jace likes cars, cameras, and his pet Chihuahua. Mighty.
Man,
that's a good
The best
name.
dog.
He's the best. That little
the
guy.
best, man. He's got an ear infection right now, though.
He
so
does.
He's a little deaf.
He needs to lay off the
Little
peanut butter. if he's got he may have a peanut allergy. Dave has a Pomeranian named Peanut Butter.
Yes.
And he smells like peanut butter because he has peanut butter all over his dog face, which is...
He's kind of the color of peanut butter, too, really.
Yeah.
That's probably more likely where the name came from.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't get that.
I guess.
I just want to throw a rest in peace to Dave. He was on 4 episodes ago, and he really bombed. So we keep bringing it up because we love him, and we hope he's practicing so we can come back on and be better.
To be fair, though, we didn't give him a lot of time to prepare. We just brought him in.
This is true.
We thought that he would just kind of like come right out of his shell and go crazy like he normally does, but this does a weird thing. Like this in front of your face can really change. It can change stuff, right?
It can make someone quite nervous, yeah.
Yeah. So like with what you do, taking pictures and shooting videos and all that, you've seen some crazy stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
People just freak out, freeze up.
Well, I did wedding photography primarily before this, so.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Bridezilla.
A lot of
things start off real
I've
smooth.
had a couple, but
yeah.
honestly, not too many. A lot of times it's wrangling some drunk adults and
boy.
keeping them on watch. But
You use like a taser or like a what how do you keep them? How do you
Do you hide their cooler?
we actually use peanut butter. Yep, we hired peanut butter.
Yeah.
Comes out, kind of scares them into shape.
Mm-hmm.
You just slop it down in the middle of the dance floor, and they kind of
slip in it.
Oh no, the Pomeranian.
Oh, you hired a dog.
We hired the dog.
Interesting.
Yep.
You put a little bit
Nice
of peanut
time.
butter on the back of everybody's tuxedo vest, and then the dog just kind of
chases them around.
Yep.
I mean, I knew Dave was gonna
So
come in.
what's the worst thing you've seen happen at a wedding?
The worst thing.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Did the bride go away with like the best man or something? Or
No.
What happened?
No, thankfully I haven't had any of that happen. There's a couple of them. Probably one of the oddest is I've actually had to follow a bride through Gordman's on her wedding day.
Gordman's?
Yes.
What's that?
Her
grocery store?
It's kind of like a clothing store.
It's like a Marshall's, right? Kind of a
Yeah, like a Marshall's.
They make
like
the
seconds.
Gordman's
Or like a
fish
Ross.
sticks. They make the fish sticks.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's Gordon's.
Oh, and those things are good. I must be hungry.
Yeah.
They're actually one of our sponsors, so maybe I was I don't know. I knew that just sneaks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Gordman's, microwave them? Probably not. Bake them? You could. Deep fry them? Yes.
So what happened at Gordon's?
So her daughter was, she was a kid.
Who?
I don't know. The bride's daughter. So she
Okay,
had a daughter.
All right.
The kid was probably like 6 maybe. So it's like any kid's going to
Was
get
that from
tired.
Another husband, or was it? How did that one
I don't
happen?
think so. I don't know.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
ask
I don't
that
know.
if I was. Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
asked before
But-
I agreed to shoot the wedding. But
Anyway, the daughter was like any young kid. It's kind of not cooperating necessarily and was tired. And so she thought the daughter was like, didn't like the dress or something. So she decided to have us drive her to Gordman's
to get a new dress.
to get a new dress.
For who?
For her daughter.
Really?
Yeah, so
you
middle
were
of the day we drove to Gordman's and in her bridal gown.
Did you document that?
Went
Did
and
you take photos of it?
no, we did not.
Wow.
I think it was kind of one of those things where it was
So you got paid to do nothing for an hour.
No,
well,
you
it
have
didn't
paid.
take that too long. It was probably the closest place. We tried going to a couple of bridal boutiques that were like nearby, but they weren't open.
So you were buying a dress for the daughter of the bride.
I more or less kind of went there to
Moral
help
support.
her. Yeah, make sure she didn't get.
You know what the problem
You know.
was the daughter had? She
What's
just
that?
didn't want a stepdad. That's what it was.
Maybe.
Yeah, the dress didn't
Maybe.
help. It was
Unless it was her dad, which could have also been.
Oh, maybe.
It's been
Yeah.
a few years, so I don't really remember.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
I've also done a cowboy and Indian wedding before.
Really?
Yes.
How did that work?
It was interesting. It was
like
did you get shot with a bow and arrow?
No, it was a small wedding, and
because of the Indian slaughter at the beginning.
No.
Or did they slaughter the cowboys?
No.
I don't know.
They probably slaughtered some animals for food, but I mean that's besides the fact.
Was it a sports thing? Like
no, it was like a small family wedding. It was like a small family wedding, and they had like hay bales for like the seats and stuff. And
yeah, right.
It was kind of like a casual dress. So the groom had like a little cowboy hat, jeans, and like a tweed like type vest. And only 2 guests came up and wore a full Indian chief outfit with the headpiece and everything. And the groom said he did it just for the simple fact that he thought it would be funny to have 2 people show up. So he told them, he told those 2 people that everybody was dressing up. And in reality, it was just the 2 of them.
That's great.
So everybody came in like normal clothes, and they came in a full dress up with a headpiece and all. That was an interesting day.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Breaks it up a little bit, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's great. That's something I would think about doing when I was drunk, but never actually do.
How did you get started in all that?
Well,
you don't know what a Polaroid is, do you?
Oh no, I do. I love Polaroids. I actually have a small collection of all kinds of different cameras. But
the last guy we had on had a small collection of paint guns.
Paint guns.
Yeah.
This is equally.
Do you have a picture? Do you have a picture of your? Do you have a picture of your collection that was taken with something out of your collection?
No, I mean I could. It's kind of over the place, but
because we need that, we can put it up there on the podcast.
Yeah. No, I can post a picture of.
Are they still making Polaroids?
They actually do. I think they like kind of started coming back because they make like, I don't think it's Polaroid brand specifically, because I know that they kind of went out of business at one point unless somebody rebought the brand. But so when I was younger, I was always like an artist. When I was in 5th grade, you probably could have asked me what I wanted to be, and it was probably something along the lines of like a comic book artist.
Right.
So I always knew that I wanted to go into that field. And it just kind of slowly evolved throughout as I got older and older. And when YouTube first became like mainstream-ish, when I was probably in like middle school, I think.
I feel old right now. Go ahead. Sorry.
So when YouTube became kind of a big thing,
right.
I was, I kind of got intrigued in just watching videos like any kid nowadays too.
Sure.
And I got really interested into tech, and when the first iPod Touch, like all that came out, I got really interested in all that and started following all that, looking up videos on how to, use it and all this and like different games. And I kind of got to a point where I was like, I could probably make better videos than some of the ones that were out there. So I kind of did. So I just started making my own videos and putting it out. And I stumbled upon photography by Instagram when it actually first kind of came out. I was doing like a video on that and thought it was like really cool. And it was the first like super easy way to mobily just edit photos in a different style.
Right.
And so from there, I kind of grew a love for photography. And so I just kind of started slowly transitioning out of just doing videos and just taking pictures of anything and everything. And so from there, I started progressing into people. And as I got on, I got picked up by a company and started shooting weddings and portraits and all that. And then as I got older through high school, I obviously kind of started to get my first car, got into cars, and started going to like local car meets and all that. And as anything would kind of slowly transition, I started taking pictures of cars. And then from there, I kind of noticed that scene became more saturated with photography as well.
Right.
And it was getting kind of, I guess, limiting to a sense as far as like my personal skill at that point. And so I wanted a little bit of a challenge. So I thought, I used to mess around with doing video editing. It was not anything like I do now, but I knew some sort of basic video editing. So I thought, why not try to, mix some of those, especially like local car meets and just start making videos. And so I did, and it was like an instant like fall in love all over again with taking pictures, but in video form. So I just kind of from there just started doing more and more, practicing whenever I could, and that's how I got into making car videos.
So it's all self-taught, basically.
Yeah,
right?
all self-taught. Yeah,
that's cool.
I didn't end up going to school for it at all, but it was just a real big, passion for everything that just kind of fueled it. And then through high school, a lot of my weekends were spent shooting weddings, so it was always I was always doing something with it, so it's kind of always just in my hand.
So you're probably not going to get married till you're like 35 or 40.
Probably, yeah.
And if you would get married, it would be a cowboy and Indian wedding?
Probably, yeah. Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys?
Space Cowboys. Throw a little spin on it.
Yeah.
Have some
Tim's a space
couple
cowboy.
friends tell them to dress in full astronaut suits. Everybody's doing it.
With full astronaut suits with tiny little cowboy hats.
Yeah, there you go. The ones that are like size of like a sandwich or something that has a giant string.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I would.
So you've been at Classic Car Studio for a little over a year now.
A little over a year now,
right?
yeah.
Shot some really good videos.
Thank you. Yeah.
Really good stuff. We like it. Worked with Tim on a lot of projects. So it's a pretty good marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No photos of the wedding yet, but
no photos of the wedding yet.
But it's a good marriage, right? Right, Tim? You can't talk, but yeah, just shake your head.
We can kind of hear you in the background. In the big, Tim's the big spoon. Does your beard kind of like tickle the back of his neck?
It's like no need for a blanket.
So it was kind of interesting for you to come in here, though, following up after our TV show, right? Because a lot of the guys are kind of used to having somebody around videoing them.
Absolutely. It definitely made a transition to filming people a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because it can be difficult anytime you're filming someone that's not necessarily used to being filmed. To get them kind of used to having a camera just kind of in front of them, right. Especially when, you know, a situation like this where you have a bunch of guys doing work, you know what I mean? Their first thought is, you know, they got to get something done, and to have somebody kind of hovering over them a little bit with a camera can be a little bit weird. And then be told to tell a camera, you know, what it is that you're doing can be even more confusing, even though it's something that you're used to doing every day. But so, yeah, that definitely made my job a lot easier to kind of flow into, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all used to it.
No doubt about it.
I think they were past the point of someone. And I think everybody was kind of a natural, but to start with. But some people took a little while to warm up. But everybody picked that up pretty quickly.
And then it was you guys, along with Nick, that started the podcast too, right? You helped set up all this equipment.
Yep.
Tim helped with that.
We've got the Hemi Octopus here on
was
sound.
Nick's design here. That's really cool. So
Nick's foray into 3D printing.
That's probably because of me.
This used to be together. This is really nice until you mess with it. Well, the original microphone stands blocked everybody's head, so we just had an update.
Yeah.
So speaking of cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your last car. It's
my last car.
It's no longer. It's gone.
It is gone.
The Mercedes?
No, not. Well, that is gone too. But my TC, my beautiful.
TC.
The world's greatest car.
You know the
strongest
TC story,
automobile
right?
ever.
What's that?
The TC story.
Oh,
this is a kind of a terrible but good story.
It's a sad story.
So Jace was out. I'm going to set the scene.
Yes.
Driving around on a Saturday night.
Coming from a wedding.
That I wasn't working.
And the next thing you know,
enough.
He's a wedding crasher whenever he's not shooting.
We're ready for your story now.
Oh, okay. You want me to tell the story? Okay.
I was teeing you up.
Yeah.
That's that sound effect.
A friend of mine was getting married, and afterwards I was going to take another friend. She was going to drop her car off to get detailed, and some random guy decided to swerve into the lane in front of me and between both of us. So I give a nice cautious flash to both drivers just as a warning, because I don't know if it's probably like 11 o'clock at night. I don't know if the guy's either drinking, he's just tired, or he's on his phone. Could be a number of things. So it was just kind of like a warning flash because he swerved into the lane, and he didn't like that so much. So he immediately kind of cut over and just slammed on his brakes. Luckily, I was able to stop and not hit him at that point, but then I noticed, I was like, what is this guy doing, right? And he then got out of his truck and proceeded to walk towards me. At that point, I was like, I'm not having this. I don't know what the guy's intent is. So I went around him, caught up to my friend, and told her, just get to the location. I'll meet you there. I don't know what this guy's crazy. Just don't worry about me. So we kept going. He sped up, caught up, and swerved and cut me off and forced a collision, and then got out of his vehicle, and then came over, started screaming, punched my window out.
Which is impressive, actually.
It's very impressive because Now, if a window's down, you could pull on it and break it, no problem. But the window is up all the way.
Punch through it.
And to punch through it with one swift swing, it's not, the easiest thing to do.
The only person I've ever seen do that is actually the leader of the Cobra Kai dojo. Karate Kid 1.
Yeah.
He punches through or maybe is that 2?
Have you seen that, Jace?
I think that's
the Karate Kid. Yeah,
your mom and dad might have watched it.
Karate. That might be. No, that's Karate Kid 2. I'm sorry. They're not really great.
It's been a while, but I've
so
seen that Karate Kid.
All this was actually captured on dash cam.
I have it on a dash cam. Yeah. Luckily, that's kind of like the one thing, the saving grace, because he punched the window out, punched my quarter panel right on the body line on the arch support of all places to leave a dent, nice $50 size dent, which is insane in itself after punching a window out, let alone. And so at that point, I was able to finally get the car in reverse, get away. And he caught up again, but then jumped on the highway right away and called police and everything, made a report. But luckily, I did have a dash cam, so we were able to catch him and everything. He basically got off after his whole court deal.
He did? So what happened?
More or less, yeah. They waived, because he also punched through the window, started punching me a bit. They waived the assault charge and the hit and run to a public disturbance.
How's that?
Or not the hit and run, the...
It's a muffler violation.
Something, yeah. Those two were put down to, so the hit and run, I think that's what it was. That and the assault were reduced to a public disturbance, and then he got the personal property damage was not waived, so that goes on his record, and that's about it.
So he had to pay for your car?
So, his insurance paid.
Good.
Which was also a lot.
How'd they waive the assault charge?
I don't know.
Thanks,
maybe because it wasn't visible from a camera or something, and I don't know. Because I didn't have to. I luckily didn't have to go to the hospital for anything, but I don't know. It's quite ridiculous.
But your neck's kind of sore though, right? It always.
I broke my back. Spinal.
That's a crazy story.
It's kind of one of those things, but it's kind of at the same time. I'm glad it was me in a sense and not my friend, because she had just gotten her car to a point where she was happy with it, and I was on the edge of selling mine. I'd posted for sale maybe a week prior, so it was on its way out already. I was kind of emotionally over it for the most part, and it made my life a lot more difficult to get rid of it, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the end of the world.
Was the Mercedes? When did you get the Mercedes? Was it after that?
The Mercedes? No, I had the Mercedes in between, so I bought it kind of as like a winter car and as a side
diesel that won't start in the winter.
A diesel, yeah. I don't think about things a lot all the time. I looked at it, I was like, I actually always wanted a 190E.
Right.
That's kind of still on my list to eventually own, because just that old body style is the nice square Mercedes is just really classic, and in my opinion, I love any imports, so that one has a real good place in my heart. And I was one day just kind of searching through Facebook Marketplace, and I saw a 300 diesel, and I was like,
and you bought the 300.
And it said free, come take it, right?
Yeah, so I was like, man, this is pretty cheap. It's like, I've been thinking about getting another winter daily, because the year prior I bought a really beat up E36 is like a winter daily, which for whatever reason I buy a rear-wheel drive. I keep buying German rear-wheel drive cars for
good.
They're the worst. Beaters. That's the worst thing you can drive.
Now, did this Mercedes, did it break down in a drive-through? Didn't something?
Yes. So, so after owning it for a little bit, and I actually had ordered air for it. I had air.
Not air conditioning.
Air ride. Air ride.
Diesel. Yeah,
which I didn't know if the air conditioning actually worked or not, because it was still winter time. So who knows? But yeah, so I had actually ordered.
At least your priorities are in line, right?
Oh yeah. Got to make it look good first, and then worry about the amenities. Even especially for a daily, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I just ordered air. Then like a week later, I was out with my dad. We're running a couple errands, and I was like, "Oh, I'll drive." So we took out the Mercedes, and
bad idea.
Yeah, and we went through a drive-through, and it's loud. It's an old diesel Mercedes, right? And
when it's warm,
right?
When it's cold, it's the worst sounding car engine I think on the planet.
So we went through a drive-through, and of course they couldn't hear over the car just idling. So I turned the vehicle off. So made our order and Go to start it back up, and it's nothing. And I was like, okay. So
you push.
Yeah, so my dad got out, and we pushed the car forward to the line. We're like, hey,
we're here to pick up our food.
Did you get your food?
Yeah, we did get our food. Luckily, we lived close to that place.
So you pushed it all the way home?
So, no, we just pushed it kind of forward and then to the parking lot.
Into a ditch and left it?
Yeah.
Did you eat your food in the car before you abandoned it?
I did not, no.
Oh.
No, we abandoned it first, and then it came. It was already kind of late at night, and it was too much to deal with. We thought it was maybe like the battery or alternator or something went out. I don't know. We tried jumping it first, and it did nothing.
Did you get an "I told you so"? Like "I told you so" from your dad or anything?
Yeah, no. I think they saw the disappointment in my own face and decided to spare me. It's always one of those things. Every time I come up with those, my mom's probably the one most who's like, "Why? Just why?" And I'm like, "You don't understand this thing. Just look at it. That's all. Just looking at it is why." Yeah,
listen to it. It sounds like it's gonna explode.
But so yeah, it actually ended up being which I guess is a common problem with those things, is the tumbler. So in the tumbler, when you put the key in and you turn it, it's like a little T, and that T, whenever the key goes in, it catches, and that's what spins the ignition switch. Right. And so those little T parts just snapped, and so it was just spinning freely inside there, which took a lot of diagnosing for me to go through, and a lot of time in a parking lot driveway over the next couple of days once I got the part in. Once I got the part in to take apart that dash and figure out what in the world was going on. No, it's Culver's.
Culver's,
yes.
I haven't been in a while. But
the Midwest In-N-Out.
I hear it's better than Taco Bell.
It is better than Taco Bell. Taco Bell is good.
Tim.
They have ice cream there too, right?
They do have ice cream. Yeah. And if you know the hack, you get the kids menu, and then you get a free ice cream scoop.
The hack?
Oh, the hack.
The hack, yeah.
It's
like if you just want some ice cream for free.
Is there a feel sorry hack for driving a diesel Mercedes through the line?
No.
When you push it?
Luckily, the manager there was actually
some ice cream.
Luckily, the manager there was really cool and understanding with it, and they let me keep the car there for like a week, and let me work on it actually in the parking lot. No. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want some more French fries? You look hungry.
Yeah. And then we actually ended up flat towing it to my house at one point after like 3 days because gave up. And luckily, again, we lived kind of close. It was a little sketchy because of back roads, but yeah, that was a fun.
And then you promptly sold it.
Yeah, then I sold it.
Was it a loss? I
lost from it. You lost. But it also started doing all kinds of things. So,
like the engine sounded like
it started smoking, and coolant disappeared, and so
I noticed the car was black. The whole back of it was black.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool look. Yeah.
It did a little muffler delete. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just let it dump.
Because that's what you do. You do a muffler delete on a loud diesel. That's what you do.
It surprisingly didn't make the exhaust too loud, but
I like that thing.
I love that thing. I'll buy another one eventually.
If it wasn't
maybe a 190.
Did you do
but
mirrored tint in that too?
I did. Yeah, I did chrome mirror tint. It was sick.
You didn't do the little flags on the front though. That's what you were missing.
I didn't. Man, I tell you what. I went through trying to find out to get some because I wanted to put some presidential flags on there.
What's the name of the country in Coming to America?
I think it's an African.
It's an African country.
I think it's an African
but
country.
It has a name.
I don't know the name of it.
I don't know.
Someone knows. But call in. If you know, call in. Tim will pick up.
Text into our text line.
The text line is live, folks.
Yeah. But yeah, I tried and find them, and I couldn't find any genuine ones. I found the parking assist poles, which is literally just a rod with a Mercedes emblem.
Really?
That goes in the corner of the bumper. Yeah.
So you stop driving to the back of your garage if you're 80.
Right.
I use a tennis.
I don't know how that's more helpful than just looking at the corner of the hood, but it's literally just a pole that goes up in the corner, so you can see where that corner is.
When you have those cataract glasses on, though, it's kind of hard, right?
Right.
It's cataract glasses.
Yeah, man, that thing was. I love that thing so much. I'll get another one, either that or 190, like I always wanted. But
which is the 190 with the Cosworth engine in it?
The Evo. It's the 190 Evo. Yeah. The thing that made me fall in love with those is I was at a car show in Chicago once a few years back, I think 2016, and there was a guy there that had a 190E that had the full AMG body kit, and then you had a 1J swap in it. And
really?
I saw that thing and I was like, dude, this thing is... That kind of made me fall in love with that specific platform, but I've always been a fan of that square, big body. German cars, yeah. Even though they're a pain in the butt to work on.
Remember the Hammer?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
car?
Do you know what the Hammer is?
No.
The AMG Hammer?
That was like awesome car.
That was like their supercar kind of sedan from the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They still bring really good. There's an awesome
bring a lot
following.
of money, yeah.
There's all that Russian
look it
mob
up.
looking stuff. Yeah, the Hammer.
Anything that looks like a straight mobster car is sick.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
You'll want it after you see
What's it called? The AMG what?
Hammer.
Hammer?
Like
the name like that, I mean, how could it be bad?
Yeah, MC Hammer.
There'll be a guy wearing a fur coat and a bear.
Does it come with parachute pants?
It comes with its own Russian bear.
Yeah.
A Russian bear parachute
There's
pants.
multiple. There's multiple chains to the parachute pant to the trunk because when you're riding around with a Russian bear, you might,
It might get tore up a little bit.
Yeah.
So you sold that and then you went on to mom and dad's cars for a while.
Yeah. So I sold that, and then shortly after is when
Ta-da
happened. Yeah.
Ta-da. But shortly after that, then the TC kind of went out. So then it was kind of a juggling game of what car to drive, and then a rental for a short period of time. And then I bought the Subaru. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't seem too excited.
Oh no, I love that thing.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Noah and I were
another one of my
dream
cars.
We were going to borrow that for a day and see if we liked it.
It's a good car. Just take Dustin's instead.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
His car's on empty. How much gas do you have?
Empty.
Good. Oh boy, you're slow.
Yeah. No, one of my favorites that I'd love to have is an 0405 Blob Eye Subaru, but
the Blob Eye.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like the square, like a rectangle with the circle. It's like so you had the Bug Eye, it's the circle, and then the one right after that,
square.
They call it a Blob Eye. It's kind of like a square. It has like a little bit of like a circle in it.
What's the one with like the really like thin, longer, and then the weird like grill in the middle?
I think it's like the Impreza RS or something, like the old one.
No, that's the long square ones. What's the really ugly one? All of them.
Say that again.
It's
all of them.
Tim doesn't like anything that's not a road and track Dodge.
Hey, my RT's fast. Hey, my RT's. Do you have the original window sticker for that RT Dodge? No.
Nobody cares. That's
worth a lot more if you did.
But
so, what's been your favorite thing to shoot so far here?
Like as far as like builds that the shop has put out.
Yeah, what's your favorite build, and then what's your favorite video that you've actually shot?
Favorite build I think that's come out of this shop is, I mean, that's a hard one. I mean, Gone Mad is probably like one of like, as far as like from top to bottom is like, you look at that car and it's insane the amount of detail and everything to that. And then there's Tiffany, obviously. That's actually the first vehicle that I actually personally ever noticed that the shop put out. But part of me really loves that Cadillac. The big body. It's something about those big, long, flat body cars,
that car's
man.
Great.
And that thing drove smooth.
I had the most fun.
Smooth.
I had the most fun driving that around. That
thing is nice.
Yeah.
All the chrome.
Everybody goes crazy for it too.
Yeah, they do.
And again, anything that could be like a mobster type vibe.
Well, I think having like independent rear suspension and that car really helped in the new chassis, because the frames on those cars originally were really they were a joke actually. And but the other thing was like tight. Now you could drive and go over. Like, the roads around here are pretty rough.
Yeah,
you didn't realize.
No, that thing was
awesome.
Thing was smooth.
Yeah,
I love that thing. Yeah.
So that's one of your more current like favorite builds.
Yeah, and then you have the 55 is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
And we're working on it right
spaceship.
Now.
It's going to be nice.
It's going to be nice. Yeah. But that Cadillac, again, that big body cruiser holds a place in my heart.
What about favorite video?
Favorite video?
Yeah.
As far as like the cinematic stuff out of those ones, I think maybe the 300. The 300, that was a cool one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That was another great build too, though. That car's awesome.
Somewhere.
We don't even know who owns that car now.
Nope.
Where is it? I don't know. Sold at auction at Mecum in Indianapolis, and we've never seen it or heard about it ever since.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Where is it? Yeah, where are they now? We have no idea.
We have stickers of it now too.
Yeah, that's all we have.
Are they for sale? The stickers?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, why not?
Because I haven't put them up there yet.
Oh,
We do have Tiffany T-shirts out there. You can pre-order.
we do.
Oh yeah.
And a bunch of new Tiffany stickers as well.
Yeah. I think the Tiffany shirt's really cool.
Yeah, me too.
You did a lot of the design work on that, right?
Yeah, I did the whole rendering of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Thanks.
Of
Yeah.
my photo.
Oh, yeah,
Of
off
Tim's photo.
Of Tim's
Yeah.
photo.
I took Tim's photo and made it cartoon.
Off
You-
a class.
you made it cool.
Off a classic
That's what you
car
made
service
it.
truck.
We made it cooler.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's a-
So how many of those shirts? It's going to be kind of a limited production.
yeah,
I
we're gonna
think.
do a limited run. We're gonna try to do some more T-shirts and just not do a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just to come out with some more stuff and keep it fresh. We sell the most of these,
Yeah, everybody sees
Yeah.
these in the
but
show, and
we also
yeah.
make a ton of them as well. So we're gonna do some smaller runs of different stuff and see how it goes.
I think people are asking for like more of the car style shirts. Like they want to see one of our
Yeah.
builds on a shirt, and I think Tiffany.
Absolutely.
Start with Tiffany makes sense, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big staple, kind of known car all
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Which it's in the middle of the ocean right now. Did you know that?
Yeah.
It's
On a boat.
On a boat in a container.
Hopefully it comes back.
I hope so
Hope
too.
Knock on-
Me too.
Hopefully we'll have to
Should.
look at a shirt to be able to remember it.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember that? Oh, yeah.
It's actually the memorabilia for it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think it'll come back.
Have to wear it at the
I
Tiffany
don't know, though.
Memorial Service.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
scary.
Yeah.
Can you believe it
Little
takes?
do we know.
It takes basically 2 months
Yeah, it's
to
insane.
get it over. Well, month and a half basically to get it over there.
It's insane.
So
Saudi
that
Arabia.
includes loading it and unloading it, right? It has to.
Yeah, I would
Like
imagine.
it can't. How long do you think it takes to go from
Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah?
Ah, man, I think it takes a while.
Oh man, because they have to go through the Suez Canal. Is that right?
I don't know.
I'll have to look that up. You got your
Where do they have? Hold on. I'm probably right. Yeah, it's not just like it's not a straightforward deal.
Oh, it's African nation of Zamunda.
Zamunda?
Oh, okay.
Zamundi?
Coming to America, not the canal.
Oh,
We've shipped a lot of stuff overseas. Nothing to Saudi Arabia. All right, let's see.
yeah. I've been looking at the temperature over there.
Yeah.
It's still like 106, 107 every day. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be there in the
If you're going to go down there, it's going to be just like 102, and that's the cool
third
weather.
week of November. It's still gonna be 100, 102.
I think.
They're probably
I'm not
50s at night.
I don't know. I can tell you.
I think you have to go all the way around the southern tip of Africa and then come up through the Indian Ocean and then enter through the Red Sea, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I don't think there's another way to. Yeah, no wonder it takes so long.
Right. So
It's a lot of swimming.
yeah, it's like 107 during the day and 80 at night.
It's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad.
Dry. It's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
80 at
it's
night.
It's dry heat.
Yeah. Dry heat. I mean, it's
You know,
that's
it's
going to be like 65
We're
degrees.
bringing all white clothes to wear. White
Yeah.
speed shop shirts with red lettering.
What you need to do
Yeah,
is
that
just
looks
get
good.
some tin foil.
Yeah,
Reflect the sun off you.
a tinfoil cowboy hat.
Yeah, tinfoil cowboy hat. There you go.
I can pick up satellite transmissions.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna have
stay
to
cool.
get some podcasts stockpiled because we're gonna be gone a lot. in
Yeah, we
November.
will. We'll have to probably shoot 2 or 3 at least.
Right.
How long are you guys gonna be gone for? 2 weeks?
We're only gonna be here basically a week in November.
Oh,
that
really?
right?
Yeah.
Really?
hmm
So you guys are gone for
That's
like
not
almost
good.
3 then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, so it's
A week? Are you sure?
Positive. Yeah, because
3 weeks? Oh, shit.
we're gonna be gone for SEMA for a week.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna be Then I believe we leave on like the 18th to go to Saudi, so we'll be here the week of the 11th through the 15th.
Well,
It's a lot of traveling.
it's a lot of traveling.
Traveling, man.
But don't.
It's gonna be a little crazy.
It's
It's
That'll
gonna
be
be
fun.
fun.
That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
It's good. We're
It'll be
looking
an
forward
interesting
to it.
experience, that's
Yeah.
for sure. It's not Dubai, but
no, but
similar
a lot of the
vibe.
Saudis are really into cars, no doubt about it. I mean, they have crazy collections.
Yeah,
I love their videos that they put out there.
Yeah.
Some of the best,
especially all the highway takeover. Yeah. It's insane.
Maybe we can go do that. Maybe let us try.
I want to see a video come back of you guys doing 2 wheels.
We don't have
skiing.
Yeah.
And a 4x4.
And an old 4Runner.
How do you practice that? I don't know how do you.
I don't know.
You die, like your friends die, and then whoever lives can teach the next guys.
I want to see how they it's one thing to see like them initiated in video, but to see that in person, because I'm pretty sure all they do is just aggressively drive left and right till it tips, right?
Yeah. You have to catch it.
And then catching it, that's one thing, because it's like you've seen I've seen stunt videos where they use a ramp to get a car.
Right. There's no ramps.
They just they just full in.
Do they underinflate the tires?
They have a camel run full force to the side of it and get it up.
Yeah, there's no ramps. Yeah, so you just rock it
until
and then you pop it up.
Man,
how do you pop it?
Yeah, I don't know how you practice that.
You got to come back to the States with a new motorsport,
and hopefully ahead.
Right.
I don't want to fall out of that thing.
No,
yeah.
So I wonder if we can we jump off any buildings over there? They have some tall buildings, don't they?
Just skydiving?
That's in Dubai.
Is it Dubai? They have. I think Saudi's got a couple really tall buildings too.
Yeah, we usually jump off buildings.
We do.
Yeah. Have you ever been skydiving?
No, Charles
That's for
has.
sissies.
You have?
We jumped.
Jumping off buildings is much hairier.
Yeah,
because there's other stuff to hit.
We jumped off the stratosphere,
like free jump, free base jumping, or whatever.
Kind of. Well, in
Vegas, are you being serious? Have you actually jumped off buildings?
We did. Like 2 years ago at SEMA, we jumped off the stratosphere, 850 feet.
That's cool.
And there's no bungee cord. It's like you jump and you kind of free fall. It's like a static line.
Do you still have a parachute or
no? Just hope.
You hope.
You have hope.
They have like little wings, like little things you put on your arms. You go like that at the end. No, I'm kidding.
It's pretty hairy.
I'm really bad at sarcasm sometimes. So literally half of that I was trying to figure out what you're actually talking about.
We did jump off the stratosphere. You fall, I would say, probably 700 feet, and then the last 150 they'll slow you down before you hit the ground. But it's still it's scary.
But you walk out on this little platform that's about as wide as this table.
Yeah.
And it's just nothing.
It's like these glass doors.
How do you just stop though?
You know the glass grocery sliding doors?
Yeah.
It's like one of those slides open, and you just walk out into this little patio without a railing, and you jump off the building.
Right. But what stops you?
Oh, you have a harness.
A harness.
And then a cable, right?
So it's kind of like a bungee, but you don't just sit there and bounce. It's literally just like a...
No, you don't bounce. It's
and a Willwood brake. There's one Willwood.
16 piston, sorry. Willwood.
It's not that big, though. It's surprising. There's one Willwood brake at the top that slows you down.
Interesting.
It's hairy.
So I'll have to look that up.
I was really terrified.
They weigh you down at the bottom, right, with all your gear on. Then you get up to the top, and you walk through the first set.
Do they weigh you twice?
They weigh you twice. They weigh you at the top again.
In case you sweat out a bunch.
Well, you're going to sweat out a lot, yeah. But that way they know how to slow you down, based upon your weight.
Interesting.
So, yeah. But it's like you just, because you did, but you jump off a building, you just free fall. It's scary.
See, I didn't want to jump.
And how high is it?
850, I think.
Yeah, you jump off an 850-foot tall balcony.
Yeah.
This is dumbest thing.
It's insane.
We were going to go because...
That's crazy, yeah. I've never heard of that. I didn't know that was a thing.
I was like, if it's $50, we're going, Charles. He's like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I'd probably go if it was like $70 or $80 too. He's like, yeah, totally. Yeah, we'd do that. And then we got up there. It was like 120. I was like, yeah, we're going.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Right.
And conveniently, right next to where you wait to get all geared up, there's a little place that sells beer.
Oh, really?
I started to get nervous, so then I drank a lot of Coronas because there's a little bit of a wait.
With lime or no lime? It's an important question.
There was no lime.
I don't know.
There's no lime?
No.
You don't like...
At that point, you don't care.
I'm not a big beer person, but if you're going to drink a Corona...
You would be a beer person if you were about ready to jump off the building.
If it had lime. If it doesn't have a lime, man, that's almost a sin.
You may not live, so just.
That's a rough one.
But the funny thing is you can watch, it's glass, and you're watching the people coming down, right?
So before you go up, you're just watching people.
You're watching. We saw the guy in front of us, or a couple guys in front of us. He lands.
Yeah.
He lands on his shoulder. He falls over on his shoulder, and he's doing the curly shuffle. He's all freaked out. He gets all tangled up in the cable and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, hopefully I don't do that, because you don't know what you're going to do when you land, right?
Yeah.
You don't know if you're going to go crazy or cry like a girl in front of
I can't
everybody.
imagine the adrenaline that.
I was so scared. They had to talk. I was just so. There's the
they
platform.
They pushed them.
There's a platform, and then there's about this much that overhangs without anything on. But on either side, there's like a little fence,
right?
That I was like holding on to. She like double checked all the. There's a girl up there, and she's like double checking the harness. They do that a bunch of times, but I wouldn't let go. And she's like, "Okay, step back. What's your name?" She was talking to me like I was a little kid, but I didn't. My legs were not working so well once I got up there. It was a really. I knew. I don't know. I knew that was going to happen once I got up there. I think I freaked out. No, then you just jumped. But as soon as you jump, then you think you're a real badass. But
it immediately goes from this is terrible.
It's like a switch. That was the best part about it.
From crying and somebody prying like your fingers off the railing to jumping off, and
then you're like, how awesome! Before
you land
that,
on the
I was.
ground,
man!
You fall over and you get all tangled up in the cable, and it's all over.
So how did you react when you guys landed?
Were
you fine?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, because we didn't want to look like the guy in front of us. So it
was just that image playing in your head not to do.
Yeah, don't do that. Come on, whatever you do. You can pee your pants and nobody will notice. But
I tried to like stand up and I fell back over for some. I don't know. It was a little weird. Yeah.
It's probably just like shock. Yeah.
Yeah. Like my legs hit the ground and I should have just like stuck it. For some reason I fell over and like
And I had gone skydiving before that.
Yeah.
Not the same day, but.
Yeah.
You know,
I haven't done that yet. It's on my list. Eventually.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a great time. But the guy that was like, I had to jump tandem with somebody, and the guy, so we're strapped together. This guy was probably 5'6".
Yeah.
So when we land, he's like, lift your legs up, and I'll land us, and then just wait, right? And I'll tell you what to do next. Well, I was all excited because we landed, so I stand up. And I'm running around, and this guy's on my back. I forgot he was back there. But
that must have been a sight to see.
It was pretty good. I think I have it on tape somewhere. It was pretty good. But that was actually.
No, what happened to that guy?
He died. So
really,
yeah.
Fortunately,
it's
like that same day.
No, a couple of months after. So the whole group of people, the instructors and the pilot himself, both pilots, they crashed 2 months after I jumped with them.
Really?
Yeah. So
the plane or
the whole plane crashed. Yeah.
Wow.
And so my wife jumped with me when I went. My cousin, and so both of their instructors died. Mine died, and then the pilots. But yeah, the plane went up. It got like 100 feet up, and then just lost power and came back down.
Wow.
And I think there was one girl that survived that crash, and she was on the very back. There's a bench in those planes that you slide down before you jump out, and she was the last person. So when the plane crashed, all the people in front of her patted like her fall.
Wow.
But she lived. But yeah, it was a sad deal. It's a little eerie.
So was it like an instant, just like nosedive basically? So like, obviously, you would have thought that they would jump out, but
you're 100 feet off the ground, you can't do anything, And the pilot was a really good experience.
Oh, so they weren't even like up that high yet?
No, he was like a commercial pilot too. So it was just a malfunction. You can't recoup from that.
Right.
If you're only 100 feet off the ground, and you're on a plane.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? But yeah,
jump out
with
your parachute.
You can take a chance at that point. You might have had a better chance really of jumping out, but
probably didn't have time.
No, you don't have time to think about that.
Well, not only that, but I'm sure once that plane starts falling, you probably just. I mean, the force is probably too much to easily move around anyways, especially if you have a plane full of people.
But, even though that happened, it's like you start to think like, oh, man, that's weird. I'll never skydive again. But I would I'll go skydiving again. I told my kids.
Well, I mean, something like that could happen any day you go on a flight. But
when my kids turn 18, I told both my boys, when you're 18, we'll go skydiving on your birthday. That's what we're going to do.
There you go.
It'd be pretty fun.
That would be. Have you seen back to like kind of like that whole bungee jumping thing, the kicking people off? There's videos where they do bungee jumping. There's like people that are afraid, so they'll push them or scare them off or something.
Oh yeah.
They sit in a chair and then they'll
kick
you can
them you can choose how you want to fall off.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I would not bungee jump.
No?
Really?
No, I would not do it.
But you'll jump 800 feet from a cable.
Yeah, I will. The thing is, I don't like that whip. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that would tear your back up.
It's a really gentle whip, though.
I don't think so.
It's like.
I don't know. I've seen people like whip pretty hard. I'm like, I'm afraid that would like hurt my back.
Yeah, or like snap your neck or something.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not for me.
The thing every time I see those is like they get close to the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the other thing. I'm sure there's,
yeah, they weighed
a bunch of room, but yeah,
like, oh, I'm sorry.
That'd be my biggest fears.
Wrong cord.
Yeah.
Oh, that was for the other.
Yeah. Yeah. Wrong guy. Sorry, wrong cord.
That was for the guy that weighed 60 pounds, not.
No.
We had the list wrong. Sorry.
I'm scared of heights too.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm scared of heights. I keep trying to like conquer my fear, but it's not working.
That's what I keep trying to do. I don't like standing on top of ladders.
I love heights, but I ladders, man.
Not doing it.
I'm not a fan of step stools.
Step brothers.
Stepfathers. Ladders freak me out, man.
Do they?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but every time I get on a ladder, I always feel like super imbalanced. I don't know. But I love heights. I'll sit on a cliff and look over, but a ladder.
So you use a drone to get your high shots then?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Got it. Do you have a drone?
I do have a drone. I actually just got it fixed after
like Tim broke it?
A year and a half, 2 years. No.
Oh, well, that's a first.
Flew it into a tree.
Sorry, Tim. I just wanted to say that's a first, and it happened to be in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
It looked like it related to you, but what? No.
The thing to protect it from is being run over.
Yes, I've heard that's terrible.
Yeah. Don't know anything about
crazy.
that. Charles wouldn't know it.
No.
A damn thing about that.
No. Wasn't me.
I've heard that's the big threat is having drones get run over.
It can be. Yeah. GoPros too.
It's dangerous. Well,
it is.
On that note, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
We're going to cut you off there.
Nice job.
Make sure to check back next time. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, our website, ClassicCarStudio.com. Please leave a comment under the video. Let us know what you don't like about us. Or
probably a lot.
let us know what you do like about us. Either way, it's all good.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
See ya.